Okay. We'll talk a little bit about the skid steer while I'm tracking down there to the creek crossing where we're going to end up working. We ended up doing that, and I'm washing the windshield, so it makes it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing and what we're doing. I'm wearing a where it mounts it kind of center located in my upper torso, my chest area. But for right now, we're doing we're going to go do the creek crossing. The skid steer, if you guys have looked in any of my videos, this loader, the inside doesn't look right for my 90XT. My 90XT, I traded it off, had a bad wheel motor, and instead of fixing it or doing a complete overhaul, which originally was my thoughts, it was cheaper to buy this one. As you see here, this machine had 863 hours on it. I think I got a grand total of 880 hours right now on the machine. I've had it 30 days. We haven't really done much with it. This is the first test we ever had. We've already checked the chain boxes, or people call them chain boxes, I call them final drives, but however you want to call them on a skid steer. We've done checked them. We ain't got water in the oil. This was the first true test of this machine, because we've never had it in. We've had it in a little mud, but we've never had it in what we've done with the old one, where we've tracked down into the creek bed and been in a foot and a half, 2 foot of water, almost 3 feet of water with it, and there's water running in the cab. So the review's coming. It'll be in August for you guys. I can done tell you the windshield wiper on the door. If anybody from Case is watching this, please figure out a new method, because this does not work. You don't got a big enough area. But other than that, that's my only complaint I'm going to leave on this video. Alrighty, let's get to this. Okay, what little bit you seen there when I went down the creek, Dad was trying to pick the panel up, as we stumbled across the panel was full of driftwood. And this creek that runs through the main farm, it does get quite a bit of driftwood through it, because there's quite a few trees between us and the neighbor that's on this, and it just flows down through us, and yeah, it just makes a nightmare. So that's why we have to take it out, and there's so much water that goes through there, it just rips some dang panels down. And we just figured out this is just, we do this, what is it, 2-3 times a year. We'll go down to the creek and put them back up, and have to do this dance. We just get used to it. In the video you see me there, I was seeing if my forks are connected. I'm still getting used to that, the way this machine pins versus my old machine. I've already have picked them up and thought I've had them pinned to the machine, and yeah, pick a big round bale up, set it down, and go grab the bale I wanted to grab, because I was having to do some organizing, and set the bale down, back away from it. Lo and behold, here sits my spike still stuck in the bale. So I'm still learning the machine. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys my honest review on it. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is some dislikes and some likes. I may go over to my neighbor that bought my old machine, and when I do the review, just got Dad soaked on there in these boots. I'm going to see if I can borrow my 90, my old skid steer, from my neighbor that bought it, and I'm going to park them side by side, and I'm going to show you guys the difference between my old skid steer and this one. I still occasionally, when my neighbor needs help, I still occasionally go over and run my old machine some for him. But right now, we're right now trying to get a cow panel pulled out, and there's a decent sized chunk of driftwood in that. And I'm trying to figure out my plan of attack, because I wasn't for sure what I was getting into when I stuffed them down in there. And I will say this much: for going down in the creek and doing this, I prefer a radial machine, because when you pick up, it moves away from you instead of everything sits right there in front of you. I don't know what you guys sitting here saying, oh, no, this is a vertical lift unit. This is an SV300. That's what the V stands for, is vertical lift. If it be an SR, it'd be a radial machine. And the S stands for skid. If it was a T, it would stand for track machine. R means radial, and V means vertical. I bought the machine used, and I wanted an SV300, and for a lot of what I do, this works beautifully. For some of the stuff I do, like this, the vertical stinks. Because I'm trying to keep the cow panel that I'm messing with, I'm trying to keep it away from my front of my tires, which is covered with them steel tracks, and it's just makes it a nightmare. I've sped this up, I think, for 2 or 4 times, so you guys don't get bored. But yeah, there's some footage in this. So I'm trying to get that log out, and I think yes. No, do I get it out? I can't remember because it's been so long since I did this. The video that was posted on the 25th, this was done the Friday before the 25th is when I made this video. I'm kind of getting back in the rhythm. But we ended up getting it out. I think I ended up getting it out with that when I did that, or just flopping it over so it went on the back side so we could pin it together. And then I turn, come in, and then I hook the corner right there, and then I'll pick it up, and then I bring it over, and then I go, and I think I end up hooking it. Nope, I hit the gate with the tine. I end up setting it next to it, and then I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to go out of there, and I'm going to go pick the bucket up, and probably and here I sped it up some more. I run up by the lower pin and picked up the loader bucket, excuse me. Getting a drink of water, guys. So what I was doing there was making sure my bucket, because I don't want to lose this bucket with my dad in it, because he would have definitely been PO'd. Now, you seen where I slowed down instead of just running in there, and I'll show you guys if I can get this done in August. I'll show you why this is a problem. The ground clearance on this machine sucks. I'll just tell you that, it sucks. This thing is what I call a belly dragger, but that's beside the point. Now he's wiring that panel to that gate. That's just one of them old woven wire sets. And then I sit there, and if you notice while I'm moving my finger, I'm telling him to suture it. And basically all a suture is a single strand of baling wire that we wrap between, instead of like on a cow panel you got welded cold roll pieces that hold the panel together. And what's happened over the years is, sitting in that creek, they get rusted and they rot, and stuff hits them and the water builds up, and it ends up ends up ripping panels in two is what it does. So to get more life out of the panel, we end up taking baling wire, we just take a single piece of baling wire and we go between them, and then we'll draw them together and shoot, and that's what we call a suture. And we end up suturing them back together. We end up using single strands, and Dad sits on the 2-inch ball that I use to move our gooseneck trailers around, and then Dad's picking up an old bed spring, and then he moves over so I can look, and then I tell him, oh, I got a piece of tin somewhere over here, and then he tells me not to turn around in the creek because he don't want to get raised up, spun around in the treetops. And you guys will see him get down in the bucket here and see him pick up a piece of tin. He's motioning me to move back and forth because my teeth, because we ended up, when I backed up and approached it, I ended up putting those pieces underwater underneath my teeth on my bucket. And he has to try to pick it up out of there, and he had to have me move back and to get off of it. But And then he ends up taking that piece of tin, and that's where that piece of tin was at originally, because we stuck it in there last fall, because there was actually a chunk of cow panel that I stuck in there. Excuse me again. There was a chunk of cow panel stuck in there originally. We have no idea where it's at. It could be in the one that's upstream, which is basically, I'm going to say probably about a city block away from where we're working. We got a channel made where we got the west main pasture, and then we got the east main pasture, and we got 2 water gaps where we drive through with the tractors and stuff to go into the pastures. And we can also go up the road when this is impossible. But other than that, this is the end of the video. This is us fixing water gaps. I'm hoping to have some more video for you guys soon. So just